Hey guys, Bios Ramos, and today we're going to be talking about the Indianapolis Colts going to Hard Rock Stadium 1 p.m. to face off against the Miami Dolphins in their Week 4 matchup. Now, the Dolphins have not had the best start to their season, neither have the Colts. Dolphins are 1-2. They got a big win in Foxborough Week 1. And then from there on, it hasn't looked good. Against the Bills, got shut out 35-0, and Tua got hurt. And then we go to Las Vegas and start off hot, and then have no offense and no defense relatively, but mainly because of the offense. Second and third quarter, fourth quarter to come alive, and then later half of the game they're tied it up and went into overtime and lost 31-28. So that's very unfortunate for the Dolphins. Aside from that, the Colts have had a tough start to their season too. They're 0-3, and they face some formidable opponents. Now, Seattle has only gotten their only win against the Colts, but when you look at Seattle's team, they're a pretty good roster, and if they can get things to turn around, then they'll definitely be one of those top teams in the NFL. Los Angeles Rams, it was a close game. They lost 27-24, and if you consider the fact that Carson Wentz got hurt later in the game, he was already dealing with a sprained ankle, and then he sprained his other one, and at that point, he couldn't go. He was pretty much on two bad ankles. That's not good for a quarterback who, one, is facing Aaron Donald, who's getting in your face every play. Who is the person who hurt him? Not to throw shade on him, I'm just saying what happened. And the Los Angeles Rams are one of those top teams in the NFL. They just beat the Patriots very soundly by 10 points and stuff. So that literally puts them as one of the top teams in the NFL, probably number one. And then you look at the Tennessee Titans, and that's just a solid team that the Colts ran into with injured Carson Wentz. So that's unfortunate for them. But now they face the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins, as of late, have not looked very good. And it's more so credited to the offense. The offense keeps stalling out in crucial moments when the Dolphins need them to perform well. Like last week, executed very well down the stretch of the game to tie it up, force overtime. Hoorah. But aside from that, the second and third quarter of last game, the Dolphins' offense was non-existent. 3 and outs, barely getting past midfield. Like, it was not a good offense to see. And then the defense was out on the field majority of the game. So it's very unfortunate for the Dolphins to go through that, but they have to establish running attack, which is part of the key to victory. When you establish a running attack, whether it's Myles Gaskin, Malcolm Brown, Savon Ahmed, whoever, maybe Patrick Laird, like whoever you want to put at that running back position, you need to establish running attack. Do not shy away from the run. I don't care how far down the Dolphins get behind and whatever it may be. Keep running the ball. Good teams run the football. And they run it well and with reason, because then you can set up the play action plays, which you fake it to the running back, and you have the defenses thinking, oh my God, they're running the ball because they've been doing it so much throughout the game. And then you throw it over the head for big chunk yards or touchdowns. So this is something the Dolphins really need to be working on. I think that's what their offense is really missing, just sticking with the run. Because a lot of the times, the run's not really going anywhere. Okay, we got to pass it. And it's not working out for them. You saw last game that was what was happening in the second and third quarters. They failed to, establish that running game. It's unfortunate. They had a big running touchdown. Then after that, the Dolphins barely ran the ball. Aside from that, the Dolphins need to limit Jonathan Taylor. Now, Jonathan Taylor, I'll go over it in a bit, but he's listed as questionable, but I believe he's going to play. And Jonathan Taylor is one of those really good backs. He was drafted very highly out of, I believe, Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken, to run the ball. And he does it with a purpose. And it really helps this Colts offense, especially last year, helping them get to the playoffs. Now, following that, once you can limit Jonathan Taylor, they're going to have to throw the ball. And when that happens, you put lots and lots of pressure on Carson Wentz. Historically, Carson Wentz has not done well when it comes to handling pressure. But he's pretty good. I mean, he's good at escaping sacks. That's the one thing I can credit him when it comes to handling the pressure. He's been like a magician escaping sacks, but he hasn't shown that much with the Indianapolis Colts as of late. So that's a big part. Now let's talk about some injuries. The Colts have a lot of players listed as on their injury report. We have Rock Ya-Sin cornerback, he is out. And then you have Jack Doyle, tight end, Jonathan Taylor, running back, and Carson Wentz, QB, who are all questionable. Quentin Nelson, guard, is out. He's on the injured reserve, and that's probably one of their best offensive linemen, and that's a huge factor on whether or not the Colts can win this game. And I think that's mainly the reason the Dolphins could win this game. The Dolphins are without Michael Dieter. He's a guard. He is out for this game. The game should be a good game. I expect the Dolphins to hopefully get a win. It's going to be an overcast, 87 degrees in Miami. It's hot. It's hot over there in Miami. And those are pretty much keys to victory. And I don't know, the Dolphins' offensive coordinator situation is a sticky one, but it's confusion, whether it's execution or if it's the play calling itself. Now, if we get another, screen safety type of thing happening in this game, then it's the play calling. But if the players don't perform well, more than likely it's the execution. So we're just going to have to wait and see what that situation is. Like myself, a lot of other Dolphin fans are not very happy about it. But I like to be optimistic about it and see if things can turn around. A lot of other people are just calling for the offensive coordinators either to change or to make one a solidified offensive coordinator. The situation is not the best, but we'll see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and go ahead and check out our NFL game picks that we posted earlier this week, and you'll see what me, Chris, and DJ have to say about this game and many others, all the games around the NFL. So hope you guys can check that out, and thanks for watching. Last but not least, fins up.